can see what a small-town printing office would look like in Michigan in the 1880s. Over here you can see that we have our imposing table. This is where a skilled printer called a compositor would take pieces of font, like what you see right here, and these would be arranged into composites that can be used to print. And compositing was a very difficult skill to learn. Not every printer got to know how to be one, because not only did you have to know how to read, you had to know how to read backwards. Now making just one word like this right here, well, this isn't too difficult, especially because it uses such large font. But making something like this plate right here, that would require about 2 hours worth of compositing to go into it. So just imagine doing that for a living, placing each individual letter into its place. And making something even bigger than this, like say the sheet of newspaper that you see hanging up behind me to dry, that uses even smaller font and would have taken about 2 days to composite. That's why an office like this could only afford to print out a weekly paper. But at least once you have the composite complete, you can use it again and again as often as you like. And you can take it to a press like this right here, which you can use to make mass copies. And this here is our Washington press, which was a very popular press in America. It was very commonly used from about 1830 to 1900. And for a press like this, you can use it to print out just about anything you need. And here you can make schedules for companies, menus for restaurants, even weekly newspapers and entire books. And I can show you how it works. First step of the process is to ink the plate. And you always need to do this for each print, otherwise the letters won't show up on paper as well. Now operating a press like this was commonly the job of 2 apprentice boys, or possibly a girl. One would have inked the plate while the other would have loaded the paper. And now, turning on this once right here, I can slide in the plate and paper under the press proper. And now by pulling on this lever, I just put about 300 pounds of pressure per square inch onto that plate. And now after unrolling it, we get to see how it turned out. And voila, we have our print. And just like that, 2 apprentices can turn out about 200 to 250 of these in an hour on here. So that's when you're really rolling. It's about 1 every 15 seconds or so. Now it's going to take about 3 or 4 hours for the ink on here to dry. With this humidity and all. So I'm going to just take a piece of blotting paper and set it onto here. This way when I roll it up, the ink doesn't smear.